Hello everyone and welcome to back again to Python programming tutorials. So in this session we will be looking at classes and objects. So objects is the concept which is the building block of object oriented programming. So OOP is the next level up than structured programming. So let's get started with the conceptualization. Let's see what is classes actually. Class can be regarded as a framework, so in from which multiple objects can be created. So a framework can be regarded, just take an example, a vehicle can be defined, can be compared with the class. So it has some attributes, fixed attributes which cannot be changed, but those attributes values can be changed. So class contains some attributes, some features which cannot be changed, which are fixed, but those features will be defined by the objects, by objects from by different objects with different values. So let's take an example. So a vehicle can be regarded as a class. So it has some attributes: wheels, engine, chassis, body, and steering and seats. These are some attributes of vehicle. So its objects can be defined as car, truck, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and all these are the objects because all these bear the same attributes as of class vehicle. So they all have wheels, they all have engines, they all have seats, they all have steering. So but the model, the capacity, seating capacity, the engine capacity, all these differ with different objects, different vehicles. So with this brief introduction, let us take an example and we will see how classes can be used in our Python programs. So menu, programming, and Genie. Okay, new file is already open. Let's first define a class. I'm sorry. Define a class. So to define a class, we'll use the keyword class. Okay, and then we need to give a name. You can give any name. Here I'm using a name as vehicle, and then it should end with colon. Okay, indentation spacing is compulsory. You have to maintain this spacing throughout the class. And let's add one doc string. This is a vehicle class. You know what is a doc string? A doc string is a documentation of a class. It describes about the function, about the attributes of a class. So a first line in string format indicates that it is a doc string. So we will use it, we will print this, we will see in coming statements how we can call this. So any statement, first statement within a double quotes or single quotes, whatever it should be in a string format, then it is called doc string, and doc string is about description of the class. Okay, next we will define some functions and variables which all the class contains. So let me define one string okay, this is one of the string variable I have defined. So let's go ahead and define one function also. Init. So init is a function which every class has. Again we need to give some indentation before that. Don't forget to let's not forget to give a colon, and after some indentation we will be giving some executing some statements here. Self dot name equal to name, self dot model equal to model, and we'll print here okay. So we have learned this already, the print statement, how we can print a particular string variable, and we are assigning name to the self dot name, model to the self dot model. So this is about init function. So init function is contained in every class. So what does it do? It initializes or instantiates a particular class. So whenever we create an object, this particular function is first executed. So and when we call that function, and when we create object of this class, then first init function is executed automatically. So this is we can write anything in init function, and it instantiates the attributes, all the attributes in the class. So we'll go ahead and create one more function. We will call it vehicle specs. Let's not leave empty the argument list, otherwise it will return an error. So I'm giving here self. You can give any name, no problem. Print vehicle model is percentile s percentile model. We will include here name, because name is a global variable. We can call it here and say car, but here we can change, instead of name we will change it to a model. Vehicle is model, percentile model. So that this model is we are taking from this argument list. Okay, so these two functions we have defined here. def vehicle specs, opening closing braces after self, and then colon, and I'm printing one statement, vehicle name is, and I'm printing car. So Honda City should be printed here if we call that function. Okay, so this is what the end of the class. Let's define some objects. First, let's print docstring. Okay, let's save it. Desktop. Oh, let's choose a different folder, programming, and let's give a name, classes objects dot py. Okay, it's saved. So let's go through what we have just written. We have declared a class using variable keyword class and vehicle as a name, and ending that with a colon. And then this is a vehicle class. what we have given as a doc string. We will print this doc string here, and let's see whether what it prints. And we are defining one string variable as car, and we are assigning it Honda City as its value, and then we are defining an init function. So this init function is present in every class. So whenever a class is gets called through either through an object, or whenever new object is created, so init function is executed. So the function of this init function is it instantiates all the attributes present in the class. So this will be executed, and then we have defined one more function, vehicle specs, veh_specs, and we have given a statement, print statement. The vehicle name is personal s personal car. So it should print first here the doc string of the class. So let's go to build and execute. Okay, it has given an error. We'll remove these braces and go to build and execute again. Okay, we've got the all right. I should call in this way, vehicle dot underscore underscore doc. All right. Okay, now we have got this. If we say simply underscore underscore doc underscore underscore, it won't understand which doc string we are calling. So we have to give the name of the class. So name of the class is, it is still acts an object until unless we declare explicitly any object of a class. So till now we haven't declared any object, so we have to use the class name as an object. So we are able to see this is a vehicle class. This doc string which was written here in the first line is being printed. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and print and create some objects of the class. v1 is equal to vehicle, and we have to give some argument input. That input should be this, should be input to these variables. So name is a string variable. We have to give the name of the vehicle. It could be, let's say, car, and then again it's a model, Hyundai Verna. Alright, this is how we instantiate and create a variable object v1 of class vehicle. We have to give these inputs. Alright, let's create one more object. We can create any multiple number of objects. This time we'll give another vehicle name, truck. Volvo. Okay, you can give any name. So let's get an access through all these objects v1 and v2 to the attributes of the class vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print v1 dot car. So with object v1 I'm able to access the string variable present in vehicle class with the dot operator. So whatever we want to call, even we have to use this dot operator to access the attributes present in the class. Let's save it and execute. As I told you, whenever we execute or create the instance of a class, that is object, init function should be executed. So as soon as a function is executed, it should execute its statements, and should what we have written here is print. The model of the vehicle is personal as personal model. It should print the model name what we have given here. Okay, go to build and say execute. Got it. So let's compare what we have written here. First we have created instance of object v1. So init function is executed. The model of the vehicle is Hyundai Verna. This is the model. Okay, you can check the init function here. What we have written here, it should be reflected here in our terminal window. So the next we have created one more object v2 with different argument list, that is name and model. So model of the vehicle is Volvo here this time, and as I told you, we have accessed dot car v1 dot car. It should print Honda City because we have assigned it Honda City to this car variable. And finally, as written before, docstring is printed. So we can even use v1 here object. So let's check it, build and execute. Yes, when even we have changed this here, I told you vehicle is also an object. Name of the class can be used to access its attributes. So till now we have seen how we can create a class and access its elements, and how we can just access its functions and strings. Okay, we will see one more example how we can print, how we can access any function in a class. Just write an object and put dot operator, and you can use any function here to call. So I have used here VEH specs, vehicle specs, to call. So let's see. Before that, let me print what I'm going to print. The function vehicle spec is executed here. Saved it, build and execute. Okay, okay, it says that car is not defined. It's not a global name. So this model name, we will be defining it as global variable is equal to it can be anything. Let's say it's a Benz. Save it, go to build and execute. Okay, we have now got it. Vehicle name is Benz. This is what we have got as a result of v2.veh specs function. Vehicle name is Benz, and then we have got the docstring of the class is, this is a vehicle class. This is what we wanted to print. Okay, all right. So this is all about basics of class. We are able to define a class and create its objects. We have created here two objects, v1 and v2. We can create any number of objects. So we now know how we can create a class, call its attributes. Either it should be variables or functions we can call from any part of the program. So that's all of for now. I hope you understand this. You should go and practice, and happy programming. See you in next tutorials.